Hello, I'm Ruben, the sole developer of NoProbesHere, and this is my first devlog. NoProbesHere is a first-person tower defense where you have to defend your last cow from the coming alien invasion. With my prototype already completed, it was time to begin the first sprint. The aim was to create a core gameplay loop. Firstly, one of the core mechanics to work on was building the towers. The original way towers were spawned into the world, they could be placed high in the sky or in the ground. This was a problem. The first system shoots a line trace straight ahead from the player and then builds a tower wherever it ends. To improve this, I added another line trace at the end of the original line trace, going straight down to the floor to eliminate any sky towers. I then used Unreal spawning system to make sure that the towers always move out of any hitboxes when spawning. With the towers now placeable and working, I created two other variations. The first being an anti-air tower specifically aimed to take out the air enemies, and the second being a faster shooting, lower damage tower that can aim at the faster moving enemies. These were simply created by editing a few numbers in the blueprints. Talking about enemies, I created two variations, as said before. A smaller enemy with smaller hitbox, less health and faster move speed. They were designed to overwhelm the player with their sheer numbers and speed. The second being a flying enemy, turning off gravity and making sure that only the anti-air towers can hit them. They soar over the landscape, going straight for the objective. Now onto the player. The original gun was a simple hit scan rifle. This needed to change. What's a redneck farmer without his trusty shotgun? I changed the gun to a projectile-based shotgun shooting 5 pellets in a random spread inside a set cone shape emitted from the barrel of the gun. Adding a secondary hammer as a way to enter the tower building section, with plans to make the player have to hit the tower to build them in future. The weapons were ready for now. Money. You needed to build things, so I added a simple money system. Adds money when you kill and takes away money when you build towers. I then added costs to each of the towers. One of the most important things in the game is the objective. In this game you're defending a cow, Betsy. The key thing about Betsy that makes it different from most tower defense games, she moves after every wave and you have to change your plans around that. She picks a random place on the map and moves there. You can't get comfy. The last thing to do in order to start doing some basic playtesting was throw together a simple level to play on and implement some UI for the basic things a player needs. Betsy's health, the money you have and what wave it is. It was ready to playtest. I had the opportunity to have Mediatonic team members Ian Becking and Vicky Thompson play the game. They gave me some incredible feedback on what to strive towards. The first and most important one to them was working on some UX features that help the player realise when Betsy is in danger and where the enemies are coming from. They also said to focus my future progression around one thing and push it far, making sure all other features work towards that goal. For me, that's going to be the level design. They told me the level should enact gameplay and to think about how I can do that. With other playtesters suggesting things such as limiting the amount of towers the player can use, picking them up and moving them around. With the Mediatonic help, I'm going to be spending the next sprint focused on getting a good level designed, with core features that the player can use to their advantage and make the game feel more alive and challenging. I'm going to look into how other tower defense games use their level to make the gameplay stronger. I'm also going to be creating some more polished UI with indicators when Betsy is low on health and when an enemy gets close to her. At the moment the game can be hard to read while you're out killing the aliens. Lastly, I'm going to be polishing features I already have in place, improving on what I already have made and making sure it's solid before I add any more enemies or more features.